Welcome, my fellow hunters and hunters to come. For this episode, right off the bat, we're gonna fight this boss, which is the blood-stuffed beast. The way how we are gonna deal with him is, first off, we are gonna try out that beast blood pellet that we got from the earlier episode. And also try to use that pungent blood cocktail, which will attract his attention during the battles as we throw it into a corner. So we can just input a high amount of damage as he's distracted. And while we are in the beast mode from that beast blood pellet, our damage will increase from each attack we land on him. Approximately on the second pole here, it's time to consume the pellet and also the fire paper. As soon as the battle begun, throw a pungent blood cocktail in the corner and then transformation attack. Also try to pull off as much charged attack as possible. There might be one that can stagger him, and we can do a visceral attack. And notice there that I throw another pungent blood cocktail. And over here, one more. Just to get him distracted. In this battle, distraction is really the vital thing. Otherwise, the battle is gonna be quite hard, to be honest. And over here we got ourselves the first Chalice Dungeon route. This item basically helps you activate your first Chalice Dungeon, but since Chalice Dungeon is irrelevant in our walkthrough, so I will not cover that. Okay, after getting that boss ass whipped, it's time to hop back to Hunter Stream and level up our character. From that boss battle, you can see how ridiculous Beast Blood Palette is. It just dramatically increases your damage.
Very well, then.
Okay, down here we're gonna input a bit more stats into our strength.
Farewell, good.
And we're gonna pop ourselves a cold blood dew since our amount of blood echo is near the required amount to level up.
Very well.
Our aim is try to get it to 20 first, and then we will aim for another 20 on stamina. And the leftover blood echo, we are gonna use that on buying more blood vials. And then it's time to hop back to a Cathedral ward, since we have already beaten that blood-stuffed beast. And for this episode, after beating the blood-stuffed beast, it's time to try to explore parts of the Cathedral ward. And there is gonna be a gate that is opened after we beat up that blood-stuffed beast in Cathedral ward. It's just right around corner on the right of the lamp. You can notice right there. Before we enter Old Yarnum, that door was closed shut. But we won't go in just yet. Let's first explore the remaining area in Cathedral Ward. Okay. As soon as you get close to this body where we pick up that costume, that invisible hand is gonna try to get us. Okay, over here, this is a new type of enemy. A giant church servant, I suppose. The only way to tackle with him is just to try to get behind and then spam attack on him. His legs. Sometimes if you spam enough attacks on him, on his legs, he might get a stagger. But Over here you can see that's a very poor execution. But anyway, the enemy is down. So first off, let's go up the stairs and check onto this scaffolding gate. Apparently we need an emblem to open this gate. The emblem is the one that you can buy from that Hunter Stream shop, but we didn't buy it. Instead we went to Old Yarnum and defeated that blood-stuffed beast. So we can go about that gate through that gate opened from defeating blood-stuffed beast. That's one way to do it. Otherwise you're gonna spend an additional 10,000, which aren't that worth it for newcomers into this game, let's be honest. And over here you can see that I'm clearly overwhelmed by those crows while fighting this big chump. So the correct way to do it in this kind of situation is just to, you know, attract this big guy into an open arena first and get away from those crows. Otherwise it's gonna be quite difficult to cope with all of them at the same time. And over here we're gonna get ourselves a holoscope, monocular, sorry. And down here we cannot get through that fence, so let's just turn to our right. And over here there's another crow guarding a bloodstone shard. Down here another giant, and you notice there is a crystal lizard trying to escape from us. This giant is just spamming his iron bore at us relentlessly. Pretty easy to deal with because of his bulky size. He's pretty open to our attacks, and we have to reload the thing in order to get that crystal lizard to appear again. Once the thing is reloaded, you can kill the crystal lizard right there and get us a few bloodstone shards. And over here there is an underground, a stairs leading to the underground. There is basically nothing in here except for a chest. This chest will get you a blood gem. Yeah, and this door is closed. This door will remain closed for the entire game, including DLC. I think it's just an error made by the developers. The community has been saying that this door actually leads to another door in that great bridge where we fought the cleric beast. If you guys are interested, you can put a rainbow stone down here as an indicator, and then go to that great bridge store to check it out. See whether this door is connected. Okay, after clearing this place up, let's just head to another entrance. And usually Eileen the Crow Feather would stand there, but now she isn't. And the church servant, pretty easy to parry him off. One thing to remember, after defeating that blood-stuffed beast, a new type of enemy is gonna appear, which is the one that we are seeing now. His name is Snatchers. He's gonna once we die at his hands, we are gonna be transported into another late game area. So My intention is that we will deliberately die at his hand later, but not now. And this guy is a late game enemy, so he's pretty tough to deal with. So my suggestion is that if you guys cannot cope with him, just leave him alone. Don't even get too close to him. Otherwise, once you attract his attention, you will attract his aggro, and he's gonna chase you down. Although initially he moves very slowly, but after a few hits, he's gonna get into his second phase, and he will be a bit more aggressive. Initially, this place was guarded by a few crows, but after the defeat of the blood-stuffed beast, some of the game's environment is gonna change. And down here we can clearly see that this door is closed shut. We're gonna just see this bonfire as a hallmark for this area. So we are gonna go through that gate, you know, to go about this whole area. Once we get up in the middle of the lift, there is actually a exit that we can jump off, and there is a secret passage. There's a chest down here. This is gonna be our first ruin. For anyone who doesn't know what a ruin is, it's basically like a talisman in Elden Ring and a ring in Dark Souls, which once you equip, you're gonna get additional effect for your character. Okay, we're gonna change our attire back to our hunter set. Okay, once out of the lift, careful of this old wheelchair guy. Although he appears very frail, but he's holding to a Gatling gun. Another ruin. And on the bridge, be careful of two shooters on the second floor. Go in. First off, tackle the one with the plank shield. Use your transformation attack to deal with both of them at once. And this one, transformation attack again to increase your range to deal with both of them. They're both dead. Let's get whatever loot that you get from them. Up the stairs, there's gonna be another wheelchair guy. Take him out first. Another close shape down here. He's down. Okay. Out this building on the second floor. First off, circle this whole building one time just to find that big chump that we are looking for, because there is a big chump patrolling around this building on the second floor. But unfortunately, we have first attracted the aggro of that wheelchair guy, so just try to get behind a bit. You can see down here I made a lot of mistakes, but just try to get yourself out of the range of that wheelchair guy and kill that big chump. Those two guys don't actually drop anything valuable, it's just bullets. Bullets are quite easy to farm. Okay, after we climb up to the third level, turn to your right, there is a notes down here. I'm not gonna explain the notes because I'm not gonna discuss about the game plot. Also, I'm not really a Bloodborne lore person, so even if you ask me, I do not have much information about every piece of note in Bloodborne what they are about. Okay, down here, take out all those enemies, and there is a new hunter's badge in the chest. This hunter's badge is especially important because it contains the weapon that I'm gonna use for the rest of this playthrough. That is Ludwig's Holy Blade. So for my walkthrough, my focus weapon is not gonna be Beast Cleaver. But if you found yourself more comfortable with the Beast Cleaver after seeing how Ludwig's Holy Blade works, you can stick to that. But my walkthrough is solely on. Although during the game I may switch to one weapon or another once in a while, but from now onwards, after we get back to Hunter Stream, my sole focus is gonna be Ludwig's Holy Blade. Now we have to get back to the level 1 of this building, this tower. Yeah, over here there is a crystal lizard. First kill him off, and then drop from here. And we are gonna do a bit more catwalk down here. And over here, this place is actually a bit tricky, so there are items down there, but what we are really interested is that there is a gate right below us. So what you're gonna do is just walk and then walk again. Then open the gate. Once inside the gate, you can see that your inside is gonna build up, because this is an area I don't know what's the lore about it, but this, you can tell that this area is actually very similar to the Hunter Stream. There are in total of 4 items here to pick up. The first one is the door set. So the door set is actually pretty defenseless, and we are gonna sell it right away, you know, to make up for the money that we need for buying Ludwig's Holy Blade. So I'm only equipped now just for you guys to see how this whole costumes looks. Pretty incompatible with the Beast Cleaver, right? Old Hunter Spawn. This is another arcane related weapon. Third umbilical cord. The abandoned door. That third umbilical cord is actually pretty important. It's an end game item. It also, you know, decides your endings. And also we got a small hair ornament. We can hand that small hair ornament over to this door in our Hunter Stream.
Welcome home. What is it you desire? What?
And we are gonna make her cry. Cry me a river, baby.
Can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel a yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, Hunter. Could this be joy? Well,
Tear stone. We can actually crush this tear stone to get another blood gem. I remember the gem's effect is actually gradually recover your HP, so not really of much use. And down here we're gonna sell our door set to get this Ludwig's Holy Blade. That's a weapon that we need. It costs us 20,000. You can also see that although the door set is pretty defenseless, but it values a lot. So that's definitely a business that we want to make. This is what we call smart investment. Okay, sell off all the... Okay, let's get that big sword. If you feel uncomfortable using that or selling that doll set, you can just use your current weapon. It's fine. I'm not forcing you, but I will show you how this Ludwig's Holy Blade works. The reason why I want to switch to Ludwig's Holy Blade because this weapon is pretty balanced, unlike the Beast Cleaver, which, from my knowledge, only provides you with blunt attack. But Ludwig's Holy Blade has a lot of thrust attack, and there are enemies especially weak to that kind of attack, thrust attack. And when he's in such a great sword mode, usually area attack is gonna send the enemy staggering. So pretty formidable and powerful weapon.
The healing church and the blood ministers who belong to it were once guardians of the hunters in the times of the hunter Ludwig. They worked and forged weapons in their unique workshop. Today, most ministers don't recall the hunters, but they have much to offer you. And so, heed the message of your forebears. Ascend to Erdon Chapel.
What he was basically telling us is just to take that lift from the Olden Chapel. And we're gonna level up our Ludwig's Holy Blade. We can level up it up to +4 because we've picked up 3 twin bloodstone. Just see which blood, just comparing which blood gem increase our weapons damage the most. Over here we can still not equip our rune. We need to get a workshop tool for that.
Welcome. What is it?
And we can spend the rest of the blood echoes further increasing our strength, and then once it reaches 20, it's time to turn to endurance. The stats that I want for my endurance is that I want an extra more endurance just to, you know, make that extra swing, or just enough to make that extra dodge. That's my aim. That's why just now I was trying out how many swings that I can use for my current weapon. Currently for my big sword, great sword form, is just 3 swings. I want to make it barely enough for me to make 4 swings. That's my goal and your goal as well. If I made myself clear. And now we're gonna return to that catwalk area and drop to another sets of beams to get those shining, glowing items. Okay, over here I believe you guys can clearly see that I've clipped out my original footage. The reason why I made a montage over here is because my initial attempt is just not showing the perfect route to pick up all those items. So you can see in my current footage all my items are already being picked up. But I'm just showing you guys a better route to pick up those items on the beam, so it can minimize the risk and maximize the sense of security. Okay, over here, do a roll. That's it. And there's a beast guarding the door. Once we kill him, he's gonna drop us another rune called Beast Rune. And this beast will not revive even if we return to the lamp and come back here. Okay, open the gate, turn to your right, talk to this guy first. Actually, as the game progresses on, a lot of NPCs behind the doors conversation will also change, and in the end, towards the end game, they will grow more and more, how to say, lunatic or delirious. And over here we can see another snatcher, but he's turning his back on us, so just sneak up on him and do a charge attack and a visceral attack, and then all over again. This is a strategy. Charge attack, visceral attack, and then charge attack and visceral attack again. He will not have enough time window to react. Once we take him down, there are a few items to be picked up here. Over here there are a bunch of butcher-like enemies. Just take them out as well. A couple of butchers, take them out, and up ahead is gonna be a new type of enemy. It's called brain sucker. This enemy, if you got grabbed by him, he's gonna grab you and also try to suck insights out of your brain. Most of the time they're gonna suck 2 insights from you, so pretty aren't worth it, so just be careful. They are especially weak to thrust attack and also fire. And just now we did pick up a fire blood gem. That gem is gonna change your weapon's elemental damage. And here is how we go about this gate. This is a new plaza look area. And let's go back to that gate just to show you guys where it connects. Yeah, these two guys. And that bonfire, does it ring a bell? I believe so. Okay, once they are down, we're gonna first off take this guy out, then we will climb up the ladder just besides us. Okay, this ladder. And we are gonna get ourselves a numbing mist. This item is actually just if you throw this at a hunter type of enemy, you will prevent him from trying to use blood vial. So basically, no recovery of health. It can also you can also pull this off on real players as well if you try to play the game PvP. But since it's already 7 years past since the release of Bloodborne, I doubt that community of Bloodborne is still alive. Over here there's a dog, and right around the corner there is an item. Just be careful because there's gonna be shooters from afar trying to shoot you. Down here, bullets. Over here there's gonna be another note. This note is just basically telling us that if we want to get to a certain area later in the game, we need a password in order to, you know, get through that place. And here is especially dangerous because those enemies is gonna swarm you. So I decided to shift to Great Sword in advance because it has better crowd control than the short sword. And you have already noticed that once you two-hand this great sword, you cannot use your firearm. So that's an issue with every great sword in this game. You basically can't use your firearm if you decided to two-hand it. And if you press the firearm attack button on your PS4 controller, that is your L2, it's gonna be another moveset.
Praise you. Praise the old damn church. And the best of luck hunting. Best luck of all. Praise you.
Damn it, that British accent sounds so fucking off and pretentious. Even worse than mine. And just now we picked up a set of new attires which is called Black Church set. This set of attires is a must pick because later when we got killed by that snatcher and transported to a new area, there's an NPC there that require us to use this costume in order to get him to the Odin Chapel.
You're not from around here, are you? Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from our castle. Ah, enough of you. What, you think this is funny?
Pretty hospitable one, welcoming as always. Another day in Yarnum, peaceful.
Come on, just go with you.
Down here we are gonna meet a key character, the only prostitute in the entire game that we are gonna see that is related somehow to sex.
I'm off during hunts, and besides,
She's off during hunt, did you hear that? So keep your penis flaccid. Don't get it erected just yet.
oh, thank goodness, you're a hunter, aren't you? Might you know of a safe place? The night is long, and there's very little of the incense left.
In order to get this conversation, you must have defeated 3 bosses first. Unless she won't ask you for a safe place, and we are gonna send her to Odin Chapel. Yusefka's clinic is just not safe. Every NPC you send there is gonna die. And this guy noticed.
Well, she's a damn fool.
I know this guy is a fucking Zingdele.
But her sort's probably
That's a
just thinks
Japanese
she's being
word.
some of your boys.
Describing someone who isn't honest with his
What
own
crocodile
feelings,
does the outsider have
but
to
deep
know?
down actually harbor affection for the protagonist.
Well, give me your best shot.
And you can clearly see that from this guy. So for this guy, whatever option you make, he's gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna tell him to go to Yusefka's clinic so he can get his own ass to Odin Chapel.
Too sharp for that bollocks. I know a superstition when I hear one.
Defiant, huh?
Outsiders. Even their lies are predictable.
Yes.
What?
I
Still
saved
going
your
on
fucking
fucking
life.
lies? Yeah, fine.
The
Come
reason
on,
why
what
we
have you
want to
done?
save this fucking old chump is because later in the game he's gonna review us a lot of information and hint. It just depends on your own understanding to really grasp the meaning of his words. Okay, over here we're gonna see a new enemy. Not exactly a new enemy, but a new weapon he's holding on to. That is similar to a flame sprayer, but only that it's spraying mist. And down here in this plaza, okay, no plaza yet, but we can open this gate first. And there, beware of the item. You're right. And just to let you guys know where this gate leads to, it basically leads us to that big guy we see earlier, you know, over here, because this gate requires us to use a special emblem. But now we didn't use that and we opened it. That's why it's necessary to kill blood-stuffed beast. But if you don't really want to piss off that guy, you know, which guy I'm talking about, that hunter on the roof bombarding us with his fucking Gatling gun, you can, you know, see more of his story later on in the game. But the trade-off is just that you don't get to explore the whole of the old yarn. Okay, another two big guys down here. Just take them one at a time, and a lot of madman's knowledge. You know, just make sure every time you fight an enemy, you always leave a little bit of extra stamina for you to dodge, for you to get away from them. Otherwise, you won't have a recourse to fall back on. Okay, after clearing this area out, it's time to take a peek at what there is up the stairs leading to the Grand Cathedral. The main boss is actually in the Grand Cathedral. Okay, wait a minute. Still have this place haven't discovered yet. And this is the brain sucker I was talking about. You can see that sweep attack, which is blunt damage, doesn't really do much. But once I switch to thrust attack, that is 172 damage. That shoots up like crazy.
The password.
So this is where that notes was talking about. So basically, if we want to get through this gate, we need to know the password. You can get this password by defeating the main boss in this area that is inside that Grand Cathedral. But we won't be defeating her just yet. We still got a lot of areas to explore. And let's just take a peek at what there is up the stairs. just on a second of thought, I thought it's better if we just, you know, sneak in from the sideways. First off, take these guys out. Over here you can clearly see that there is a summon sign down there. We can actually summon him to fight this boss in the Grand Cathedral. Okay, that's the side way I'm talking about. And we can see this enemy is holding on to a giant psych. This psych will change its form as our insights gets higher. Okay, right below us there is actually a shooter, but I didn't manage to spot it. So over here it's been quite a struggle to take this giant out. And now I noticed it. Pretty annoying. It's always pretty annoying once you are letting one shooter go. They are just, you know, bombarding you with fire powers from behind as you are tackling with other guys. And frustrating too. What the fuck? I thought two swing attack is already enough to deal with him. Okay, atop of this long stairs, there are actually two church servants holding on to a wood. Once you got hit by the wood, you can actually see there is another meter showing up top of the screen. That meter is called frenziness, which is equivalent of bleeding in Dark Souls and Elden Ring. So once the meter is filled, there is gonna be a huge deduction from your health bar. And over there are two ways to go, but we will leave it in the future episodes. And now it's time to head back to our previous lamp. Once we are back here, we can see that those NPCs have already listened to our calls and come back here into the Odin Chapel.
I'd like to tender my thanks, but I can't imagine what to offer. All I can give is my blood.
I would like you to blow drop me for free.
Come close, dear.
That was disappointing, damn it.
Oh, hello. Sorry, dear. You're much too eager. I've only so much blood, okay?
I doubt you would speak that line during sex.
The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? There's no fooling me. Now, off we go. You heard me. Go away. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath. I'll spare you one nugget of advice. Beware the blind man. They're the beggar sits at the bottom of the
Okay, this is the first hint that this old man is giving to us. He's basically telling us later in the game we're gonna meet a blind man. If we send him to Odin Chapel, all the people in Odin Chapel is gonna be killed by that blind man. So that's a big no. We will certainly send him to Yosefka's clinic. That's it for this episode. Goodbye, guys.